Hi, this is Mike DiPaola, Chief Commercial Officer with Taranis. I am based here in our global headquarters in Westfield, Indiana. Uh, Today, I'm going to just walk you through a few things around our capabilities, our company, our tool sets, and how they can help you as an advisor create more powerful engagements and better solutions with your growers. So thank you for joining and thank you for visiting our website here today. I'm going to share my screen as we talk about the company and we talk about what we do. First and foremost, here at Taranis, we are here to create and develop this whole precision scouting category. And I'm going to explain and actually just show you what that means. But basically, it's going to enable you to act with confidence. It's going to enable you to not only get more acres scouted, more acres understood, diagnosed. It's going to enable you to get more opportunity to work with the growers to understand, uncover pathogens, issues, challenges, opportunities, field by field, grower by grower, farm by farm. And finally, that's just going to lead to more success for everyone involved. The grower is going to experience higher yields, understand why, understand the power of the services that you provide, but also you as an advisor are going to see that you know where your teams or you need to be, where you need to expend your services, where you need to spend your time, and you're just going to understand that grower's crop, that grower's challenges in fields much better than ever. And really what I'm talking about is what advisors and agronomists absolutely deserve. And that's the number one digital agronomy platform in existence, period. We're talking about giving you broad acre coverage, leaf level insights. I'll show you that. It's absolutely unbelievably amazing, the kind of detail that we're able to provide and work with you to provide to your growers. And it's all cloud-based convenience. It's all, look, it's on the iPhone. It's on an Android app. It's on the web. It's easy to work with. And so we're in a place here where if you're interested, let's schedule a demo today and let's see for yourself how we can help you. In short, we've got a Smart Scout web app with Taranis CONNECT that enables deep engagement and insights between you and the grower, between you as a grower with your advisor of choice. We, of course, have many, many different capabilities and features. In short, we do broad acre monitoring using powerful satellite layers and field panoramas to give you anomaly detection and prioritization. Really where we stand out, and we have an unrivaled expertise and services really in the insight category. You'll hear a lot of people talking about insights, but when I think about insights, I think about something that I look at it, I understand what I'm looking at. So in our industry today, there's a lot of low res, maybe medium resolution products, NDVI. Some of these things to me are like Rorschach test or abstract art. What's really cool about what we do is when you have leaf level, like you're looking, you understand the defoliation of a leaf, you understand the stand count, you can see it's a corn plant, you can see it's a pigweed, you can see that it's a nutrient or a nitrogen deficiency. And you know that field by field, season by season, now you can start to make sense of the NDVI layers or the field health trends that are driven, right? They're a derivative of that data source. Conversely, if you start seeing things in the satellite imagery, the satellite layers, and you want to understand what's going on, well, with most solutions, you either have to understand, guess, or go out and take a look. With our solutions, that layer helps direct those services, and you're clicking in and you're seeing in exquisite detail just what's happening in the crop. I'll show you that in just a moment. So we provide early, mid, and full season insights depending on the duration and the number of missions. All we need from you is the planting date and the field boundaries. What's great about that is that leads you then into insight-driven engagement, AI-directed scouting, know where to be and why. Maybe not even have to go out and look because it's there provided for you. It gives both grower and retail access, the ability to engage, work with one another, talk about, hey, what is happening in my field? And finally, we understand then how are you engaging in the product? Are your customers working with you? Are they paying attention to one field more than another? And how do you get ahead and provide them the service they're looking for? Insight-driven planning, once you have that level of detail, then you take it to another level. You're moving into a multi-season and review kind of analysis and planning. year A, year B, year C, what's going on? What did I see on this field? Let's go back. I think I remember this, but let's take a look at the weed pressure. Let's take a look at the nutrient deficiencies, which basically leads to an enhanced grower experience. Again, custom branded for you. So you show the benefit, you show the power of your services each and every time. And of course, we're going to back that up with joint marketing activities for awareness, not only within your organization or for your growers. And we're going to provide year-round support. And that's access to not only cloud-based convenience and protected data sets, but essential customer success and premier customer success support. And what that is we have agribusiness trained experts and agronomy experts that are here to help you and your team provide that service to your grower. Look, we know that many, many advisors are very, very busy. You're managing many teams, many growers. You have a lot going on. We're here just to help make sure that not only are all the systems set up and you're in good shape, but you understand the quality of the information that you're using it, that you're providing, and you're recognizing that value. Because we recognize that as we bring these insights to you, that you need to bring those to your teams and to your growers. And we want to help do that. We want to make sure that's powerful. So as we create that value, the grower sees the value, you see the value, we see the value, and we do this season after season. So we've got the best people in ag. They're here to help, and looking forward to meeting each and every one of you that have interest in our solutions. Of course, we have virtual training and a knowledge center and on-site training. We'll provide that. And then, we do have the opportunity to bring our partners in to be part of our advisory board to help drive the innovation decisions that we take. I want to pause here because I want to talk a little bit before I get into the demo and just tell you the history of Taranis. And, so Taranis is today globally headquartered in Westfield, Indiana. We're part of Agronovus. We like to bring agribusiness and technology here to the U.S., particularly in Indiana. Taranis started in Israel. It was founded by a lot of folks that came out of Israeli defense and those types of areas, literal geniuses that understood how to take things like computer science, artificial intelligence, powerful imagery, aeronautics, engineering, and they hold patents on how to capture this level of detail in crops without stopping with various equipment. When we started this journey 5 or 6 years ago, the drone technology, the airplane technology, the imagery technology didn't really exist to be able to do this. I guess what I'm trying to say here is this company, these founders invented nearly all of the capture methods that are required to deliver the service I'm about to show you. What that means is Taranis, and it's why it's heavily sought after by customers and investors alike, is Taranis has the deepest, richest, most powerful artificial intelligence and machine learning repository in the history of the world for these crops. And I say that with absolute confidence because, number one, we're the only company that's capturing sub-millimeter resolution. It means I see down leaf level what's happening in the crops. We've done that for years now. When you do that, you train your artificial intelligence to automatically detect, tag, identify, communicate threats. On top of that, we've done it in corn, soybean, cotton, sugarcane, sugar beets, potatoes, many, many other crops. And so not only are we really good at the crops I just mentioned, we're able to take on new threats, new geographies, different crops with ease because we have a system, we have a practice of doing it. Now, as the technology is getting better, we adapt to those technologies. So, we do have our own drones that we've invented that we can fly. We do have our own pods and capture systems, particularly in markets like Brazil, where we use airplanes. And the United States, drones are, we have the largest fleet of DJI M300 drones with special cameras set up to do this capture. On top of this, we have all the offline systems to go map, to go be ready to capture this information. If this sounds like a lot of work, it is. So your option today is to manually scout, to not scout. Those are still going to leave you behind. Now, you want to move into the digital world. You can get a drone. can't get the ones that we're using, but even if you did get it and you try to equip it and go out there, the kind of effort that it would take not only to maintain that fleet, to maintain that equipment, but then to get the software to understand how to go capture with scale and with ease, it just becomes a very costly and time-consuming task. We've just figured out really, really great ways. Not only are we great at technology, great at AI, we're great at capture, we're great at deployment. Think aerial application, think custom application. We're really, really good at sending operational teams out to capture this data season long just for you, and then to provide that year-long support so you understand what's happening in the season and you can plan for next season. More on that in just a moment. So I'm going to start by sharing our web app. It looks even better in our mobile app. But in our web app, I just got a little bit more screen real estate. And when you have something this beautiful, well, more screen is better, just like more resolution is better. So let's take a look. So when you log in to the Taranis web app or our mobile app, you'll see that you have many, many different insights. You can understand and access your map layer. So all the standard NDVI from Planet Labs, Landsat Sentinel are here field by field. You can also see that you have a multi-view to view all the different fields, all the different crops. So if you want to say, where do I have weed pressure? Boom, lights up where we found weeds within that time frame for that season. Where did I do a stand count or emergence count? Again, lights up. I just want to show you, though, some examples around emergence, weeds, disease, and defoliation. So here's a cornfield. It's 135 acres. Boom, we're zooming in. And here we know the date. We know the time that we went in, and we understood the stand count here. This field is a cornfield, as I stated, 135.2 acres of corn. It has a stand count of 32,268 plants per acre. Now, I can render that as a heat map. I can understand my population in this histogram or visually here by the bubbles. I can export this into a shapefile. I can actually change and create the zones if I want to take this, well, say for a replant decision. I can take this also to do variable rate fertility, because you're not gonna treat every field and every aspect of this field the same way, where you have a strong stand or where you have a weak stand. We see growers do different things with it. What's really cool about our technology, though, is you see that the AI is saying, hey, look at these high resolution images where you're below, where you're average, where you're above average population here on the left. I'm just going to click in, though, because we all know red is bad, green is good. Red is lower, green is higher. This says I've got 26.6 thousand plants per acre. Up here I have 36. Let's take a look. So here we're going to drill in. You see all of these white squares. These are what we call tags. It's basically where the computer systems are identifying and counting each individual plant. I'm going to zoom in. And when I tell you that I can read your business card from the sky or a serial number from a dollar bill, now you understand that if you can see a plant at this level, you can identify and distinguish it between a weed. You can see whether there's deficiencies or diseases. And you can quantify that. And now I understand what's happening in the field. I have this understanding. I may have it. See, look here, two plants right next to each other, and we can distinguish the difference of those two. That's the power of the artificial intelligence and the capture methods that Taranis deploys for you. Again, I can scroll through quickly and see different areas of the field. I can understand my stand count. At some point, you realize that you don't have to look at every image, but if you want to, it's there. And then you start to say, okay, well, how do I turn this into a conversation? How do I easily share and understand the grower's needs? How do I understand which fields I need to pay attention to? What's great about our technology is our dashboard will rank these fields for you, so you know where you have stronger or weaker stands, which growers you need to go talk to first. Let's take a look at soybeans. As I understand it from artificial intelligence, maybe it's the plant structure that soybeans can be harder for many systems to count. Again, because of our level of resolution, because of our history, it's actually a very, very easy task for us. So this field is 146.9 acres of soybeans. Again, same. You can see the distribution. You can see a heat map. You can understand that I've got 140,199 plants per acre. That looks pretty good. I see my sample leaf images. If you want to, you can see your cumulative heat units or your rainfall for the field. Really just simple here on the side. But as I scroll in, there's something particularly that I like about our technology. And here I'm clicking in on a bubble that says 175 plants per acre. Okay. But look, what happens here in this particular scenario is you can see that I'm not just looking at what's green versus what's brown. And I'm not just looking at what's in a line. Our technology can differentiate, and it understands what the target plant is, even when you have a situation that looks like this. So look, as I scroll in, soybean plant, not soybeans. And the system knows this. Soybean plant, not soybean, not soybean. So we're counting the plants that are intended to be counting, but we're also able, in another view, we capture the weed insights and say, hey, we're starting to see some breakthrough. We're seeing some issues here. What's amazing about this technology is just the power of that resolution. Look at what that gives you. It gives the ability to capture it earlier and get a stand count earlier, get more stand counts done on more fields, and you have this resolution, but know without a shadow of a doubt that that stand count is accurate and that you're understanding what's happening on all of your customers' fields. I mean, just look at that. That's not a soybean, so it's not counting it, but it is tagging each of these plants, even when they're popping up right next to each other. So look, one thing you do know is I've got what the planner told me it did. Now you've got data that says, now here's the stand count that came up. What do I do with that? You're the experts. You understand how to take that to the grower. What's even better is the grower can receive these directly should you choose to do that with your growers. And then they're reaching out to you and your team saying, hey, this is what I'm noticing. This is what I'm seeing. So with more information, you're just going to have more success, more learning. It's a fantastic product, fantastic service. And again, the only thing we need from you is planting the field boundaries, and this just happens. You're having a cup of coffee, you're driving in your truck, ding, ding, these notifications are popping up. I'll show you on the phone in just a minute, and you're able to see everything I just showed you right there on your phone. Sometimes, you'll get questions like, how accurate are you? There's people out there, they've got different technologies, and they say, I'm 98% accurate. Look, you have traditional manual methods today, and you do a great job. But technology, it's moving forward. And when you see that not only we're capturing, all of these plants at this level of detail, and then we're running through it and understanding what's going on, there's no better depiction of the power of artificial intelligence and sub-meter resolution than soybean defoliation. So here I've got a very small field. It's 20 acres of soybeans. I'm going to show, rather than show you the sample images, I'm going to just go ahead and click in on one because I want you to see this. So here, I'm going to turn the tags off. Just looks like soybeans, right? Turn on the tags. I see these little red boxes. From a distance, it kind of looks like begonias or flowers or something. Why don't we drill in and see what these boxes are telling us? Huh. Wow. So you see what we're able to do with our artificial intelligence is we're able to acquire all of this damage, all of these defoliated holes in the soybean leaves and quantify those, and then understand the severity of the pressure. So in season, you're going to see where you have more or less insect pressure. This is it actually is a brand new metric, this kind of detail. So if you've got all your bean fields in for your growers, now you know from 1 to 100 fields, let's say, which ones have more or less insect pressure, insect damage. What does that tell you as an advisor? What can you do with that information? Does it tell you which growers you need to start with? Does it help you understand maybe which control solution should be in place for this season and the season beyond? A lot of things that this can tell you, but it's just absolutely amazing that the technology, 2021, that you're able to have this kind of technology at your fingerprints, but access it anywhere in the world once it's available. We also are able to find disease. So here's an example again in a soybean field. I am going to go in and just say, hey, let's take a look at what we're seeing here in disease. Again, 32 images out of 46 found evidence of disease in the soybean field. And you can see that there are different species where we were able to determine that. So downy, frog eye, brown spot, and so on. I can click on these eyes and only focus on the frog eye. Again, do I want to look at this one on the edge of the field or inside the field? Doesn't matter. I can see both. I'm going to click in on this one. Looks okay. Well, wait a minute. I've got a little square here. And look, I can see evidence of that disease, that symptomology. I can click in again on the next one. Let's just take another look. This one's a little bit harder to find, but again, I'm going to leave the tags on. I'm going to zoom in. If you'd like, you can say enhance, enhance, enhance. And there you go. So what's really great about that, and again, I'm not an agronomist, but I do understand that most of the control methods, the fungicides, are generally preventative. There is some reach back or curative capabilities, but when I look at a field like this and I start seeing it early and I understand it, maybe it's time to go out there and save the rest of the field. Maybe it's time to understand that the fungicide program, I had some skips or misses. I didn't do what I expected to do. How does that change my plans for next season? When I go back and I'm looking at how the crop yielded, maybe I need to go back and understand as an advisor which of these fields had more or less weed or insect or defoliation or disease or nutrient deficiency pressure. So this helps you really understand what's going on in the crop. It helps you service many, many more fields in a whole lot less time, and just absolutely wonderful detail that's just indisputable. Before we leave, I do want to then just show you what this looks like in our web app and our mobile app, Taranis CONNECT. So here I'm going to share with you directly from my iPhone live data. So here, I'm on my iPhone. I'm clicking into the Taranis CONNECT app. I'm scrolling through and I can see here that each of these tiles is showing me the various fields. This one happens to be done with a partner of ours, and I can see the weed pressure. I can see insects. I can see emergence. In this example, this field has 62.8 weeds per 100 square feet. Let's just take a look. You can see here, I still got the heat map just like you saw in the web app. So whether I'm looking at emergence or weed pressure, I can turn on or off and say, hey, just show me the heat map for broadleaf. Now let's look at the heat map for grass pressure. Okay, let's look at the weed density. Let's see details. This is a 66 acre field. Let's go through and, oh, wow, look, there's some sample images. There's the broadleaf. There's dandelion. There's another weed. There's fleabane. So not only can you go in and click on each location in the field, but you can click through and just double check where we're maybe seeing wheat or volunteer corn or other things in the field. And then if you want to go in and you want to look specifically at something, you can turn on and off the species and only look for the particular species. You can click in, say, in this hot area that's red, that's also been selected by our AI as an image that's noteworthy, that's worth you clicking in and taking a look, you or your grower. And you can click in and you can see, look at that level of detail, look at that weed pressure. Is this what I expected to find? What's happening in that field? There's absolutely tags on and off if you don't want them in the middle of but now I'm seeing the crop. So I'm seeing the weed insights that are on this crop. If there were other insights found on that field, they will be displayed here, say in insects, say in, if we were earlier in the season, a stand count. So now imagine, if you will, you're an advisor and you've got 20 growers and they have 10 fields apiece. All of those fields can be here for you to scroll through and understand your stand count, understand your weeds. You can go back in the season and you can look at that. Here's a stand count on a crop. I can show that in both the heat map or the bubbles like you saw in my other web app demonstration earlier. I can click in. That's kind of a low spot. I've not looked at this one before. Let's take a look and see what we have here. So boom, image is coming up. By the way, once you've downloaded this and you're offline, you're able to do this out with your customers. And I'm going to scroll in and I can understand, wow, it's targeting each one of those. Now this is, you can see it's coming up through some other things and it's acquiring each one of these plants. Even if it's hard for you to see with your human eye, our artificial intelligence is able to acquire that and do a stand count. And that's really, truly, truly amazing that we're able to do that. When there is no crop for it to come up, obviously we've gotten soybeans at VC, we've gotten corn at spike. And so again, you can scroll through And if that's unexpected, I know that maybe I should start with this field in the conversation. One more key point that I should make sure that you see here in the app, I can quickly click the share button. I can comment about what I'm seeing. I can share that to anybody now who has access to this. So in your retail or independent consultant organization, your people will be in that list. If you choose to give your growers logins, they will be in that list so they can initiate, or you can initiate that conversation, and that'll show up in a tasteful notification on their phone through the Taranis CONNECT app, which once you're in it is going to be custom branded just for you. So when they log in, they're going to see your retail, your independent, your name, your logo, and know that you're providing that service. So thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about Taranis, our company, our technologies, our solutions, and what we provide. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough on the web app and the mobile app. If you have any questions, please click on our site on the view demo or the contact us and reach out. We'd love to get to know you and help you understand how you can get more acres, more control, more speed to the issues, and more opportunity for yourselves as advisors and for your growers. Again, Mike DiPaola, Chief Commercial Officer for Taranis, based here in Westfield, Indiana. Again, I just want to thank you for your time and your attention, and hope you have a great day.